And welcome back. Still Breakfast Central on News Central. It's a great Thursday. If you joined us, if you just joined us, you missed quite a bit, but you might just be in for some, maybe, a bit of wheel of stealing. But it's all about the prospect of female DJs. Now, spotlighting when it comes to culture and entertainment in today's, entertainment sector, we've seen female DJs in Africa. Now, female DJs may not always get their due recognition you might perceive as a male-dominated music industry, but it's no secret that there's no shortage of women who can really hold their own on the wheels of steel and behind the turntables, and from the more seasoned veterans to the rising stars. But how do the cultural and societal expectations, what's their place on women, especially in Africa, who have, been DJs as careers and disc jockeys? Well, to help me really break down this one, I've got a disc jockey, producer, and DJ. Her name is Sensei Lo. All right. All right, Sensei Lo.
Sensei Lo, yeah.
This Sensei?
Sensei.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sensei Lo. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
When did it all start for you, being that you realized that this is what you wanted to do, being a DJ?
2010.
Okay, well, that's like almost a decade now.
Yes, but that wasn't when I started,
Okay.
because I am a nurse by profession.
Okay.
So I have been a nurse since 2007.
Okay.
So sometime in 2010, I just stumbled upon, software. But I've always loved music. I've always wanted to do something, with music, but I knew, or I felt like I wasn't talented enough to either sing or maybe rap. I just felt that was not my thing,
Okay.
Yeah, so sometime in 2010, I just stumbled upon, software and learned it like...
Which one? Fruity Loops?
No. Virtual DJ, actually.
Okay.
And I had no idea. I'd never used a turntable. I just probably learned it on some personal exile, and then 2014, everything just
Turned pro.
came out. Yeah, no, it fell together in place. Let me put it that way. So I started professionally learning everything 2010. That was when it started.
All
2015.
Right. Yeah, almost 10 years, playing
exactly.
professionally at clubs, parties, big gigs.
Right.
First of all, what in terms of being a woman, because many people say DJs, so you expect a guy or a man behind the wheels of steels, but when they see, how did you perceive the perception that people received, that you received when people saw you being the DJ on stage?
Okay, that has been a dual experience.
Okay.
Because in some sets, some scenarios, people are overwhelmed, like, wow, you're a female. Wow, you can actually play. There's that. And then there's, okay, they don't expect it to be a female. They would think it's a male behind the decks, and then they come peep and they're like, okay, and then they move away and probably go interact with the males. So there's always that dual experience. But overall, I think it has been good. In the last at least 4 years, it's been way better than it used to be. People are now accepting more, females, and I believe that has to do with your style of play or your level of play. Or
So how would you describe your style, and what influences it?
Basically, my style is grounded around African dance music. So I call it Afro dance music. African because, we're Africans first. Dance because dance moves people, and dance is a form of communication like music. So for me, Afro dance music is very important. That is fusion of African sounds, Afro beats into house music, just an electronic mashup, basically.
So how's it been combining, doing all this buttons and play and scratching with your day job, because you're a nurse by profession?
Yes.
And how do you combine the two?
I right now I DJ alone because
really?
I juggled it for like 3 years, but then I physically couldn't cope because I have to leave. Then when I started out, I started at Elegushi, started learning there. That was where I learned how to DJ 2014, 2015. So from the beach, I'll have my work clothes, and then I freshen up from there and then go to the office, and I have to be in the office as early as maybe 6 a.m. So it was really taking a whole lot, It was really hectic
you have
combining both of them.
Work during the day and still work during the night.
And then you still work during the night, and then you still have to be mentally fresh for work the next day, and your employers really don't care. You have a side hobby, hustle,
Yeah.
it's really not. So it became.
Would you advise me to try that?
It's fun. You could if you could juggle it, but then Lagos might not permit you because traffic and a whole lot of stress.
Yeah, you were one of the few female DJs featured in the documentary Assurance, which sheds lights on women DJs in Nigeria. How was that experience?
It was beautiful because it was centered around conversations that need to be held, and that is stereotypes of women in a male-dominated industry. And I think we've gotten to that point where we need to start talking about these things because at the end of the day, we are all humans and we are pushing equity and equality. So we need to address this. So I think it was a great opportunity and we're able to speak and hearing experiences from the other women. It was amazing because we are all interrelated and these experiences marry across countries, people from so many countries, so many parts of the world. The reception has been amazing because they can also relate to these issues we talked about. So it's not an issue that it's locally, it's actually everywhere. People are experiencing the same thing, You're either being suppressed in what you're doing or you are not being, put out to where you should be put out.
But do you get that kind of solidarity too with other male counterparts in the DJing industry?
Well,
do you get the solidarity?
Yeah. Luckily, let me say I've been blessed to work with males or humans, let me put it that way, who are progressive in thinking. So far it hasn't been an experience of them suppressing whatever it is I'm doing. So everywhere that I've had to play, only maybe on 1 or 2 occasions I've actually experienced that coldness, but
and which was basically based on gender, if you were to
it's
take it out to the bare bones.
Yeah, and then I had this experience one time playing at a venue and there was a guest sitting down. He probably didn't think or know that I was a female playing. And I was a guest DJ, so the resident DJ is obviously male. And then he came to approach the at the point where we're playing, and he saw me playing, but never addressed me. He needed the mix I was playing, but assumed it was the guy playing. And he walked up to the guy asking the guy for the mix. And the guy's like, look at the person playing. But he still could not bring himself to ask me. So instead he had to ask the guy, oh, okay, can you just make a mix for me? And that was one of those cases where, I got to experience that other side of, let me say, unacceptance, sort of. But overall, I think we have progressed to a good point. We are at a good point where acceptance is high. Even now, parents are beginning to. You can tell your parent now, like, I want to be a DJ, and then they won't have any problem. I think 10 years ago, if you say that, your parents will look at you like, are you okay? Why do you want me to waste my money?
As long as it pays, maybe. But what about your family? How were they receptive to your decision to perhaps also quit, your day job being a nurse in the medical field, to just stick with, spinning the wheels?
They've been amazing. Support has been fantastic. They never had any issues. In fact, if for anything, I feel like they helped a lot because they never pressured me. In fact, my mom has been super supportive. She came to watch my show on 31st. That was actually the first time since I've been playing, but she's always supporting me. And it was amazing seeing her like actually coming to watch me play, So parental support, family support plays a huge role. But I've been blessed to have that support on my side. But not everybody is opportune to have that.
As a DJ, what's the biggest challenge, basically, whether male or female? Do you have to be associated? Because we see lots of DJs associated with certain artists, and certain music labels. I think are actually releasing music themselves. The international acts like the Kelvin Harrises, the David Guettas of this world, the Martin Solveig's of this world, and what they do. Do you think that's what we have to do to be standing in a bit of competition in this industry?
I think that boils down to your personal creativity. Every DJ is different. For instance, there are DJs who just want to play at weddings. There are DJs who want to be producers. There are DJs who enjoy live performance. So I think traditionally DJing has because I feel like on the radio, you have it on your phone. So I should be able to present the music to you music you know, but in a different way. So that's why I say Afro dance music, because it stems from a lot of remixing. I make so many remixes, play remixes. So if you come listen to my set, it won't just be the traditional music as it is, because that's everywhere. So I feel like as a DJ, your first job is to be able to introduce music to people in a different way.
And that takes practice, right? When you're not performing.
Exactly. So that has to do with your craft. So I feel at the end of the day, every DJ should be focused on improving on their craft. That's key.
All right, as we can see more, images of you just get spin, and you're just busy in the world of your own, playing away. All right, so you're part of the DJ collective Village Sound System. Tell us all about that.
The Village Sound System is a community-based collective made up of 4 DJs, myself, Calix, and Isimo.
Okay.
We are all based in Lagos, and it was an idea that was brought about by wanting to have people who you can relate with, who sound is similar to yours, who can play, like when they are playing, you can feel yourself in their sound. So it was never like maybe a meeting and we say, hey, let's go form a superhero team of DJs. No, it was nothing like that. It was more about our sound just migrating, and then we just found ourselves and we played together. We used the same type of playing system. So it made it easier to integrate our sound. So we all play here, so we could play as a single collective. We're probably the only ones doing this in Lagos. We play one set and 4 people are playing at the same time. It's coming out just one sound, and you think it's one DJ mixing, but it's 4 of us mixing. So we play like back-to-back sets.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's all about, like I said, your craft.
That means you guys have to practice together,
Yeah, together, alone, but when you have people who vibrate on the same level you vibrate on, it's easier to just integrate your sound. So even if we haven't seen in a long while, and we play, we just blend. So,
well, thank you so much, DJ Sensei Lo, for coming on the show today, giving us perspective about being a DJ, the challenges, and also being a female behind the wheels of steel. Unfortunately, we don't have a turntable here, and we don't have all the apps, but we will, just segue. Chicka. We got the news at the top of the hour. DJ Sensei.
Right.
DJ Sensei, take us to the news. Who's on the news? We're on the news. We got the news. News. We'll catch you.
Thank you so much.
Well, if you enjoyed watching this video, click here to get more of it. And don't forget to click here to subscribe.